Okay, so I wanted to do a giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. Yay!
Another banger. Make a phone, make a phone, 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 make a phone, make a keep a phone, 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 your body
Hi everyone, welcome back to deerenee's The OT Chronicles. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you haven't already done so, do those big 3 things for me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and then leave me a comment down below for number 3. You already know. Okay, so let's get into what we're going to talk about today. It's been a minute, but I'm back and let's get into it. So I know I've been gone for a month. It wasn't planned, it wasn't scheduled. I have just been super busy with my new placement. If you haven't watched my latest video, I will link it up here as a card. But I did talk about how I am in currently my last fieldwork placement in hand therapy. So I am coming along on that. I'm on week 5 now. It's insane. So time has flown by. But it requires a lot of research and it requires a lot of my time. And then also I do have a side job as well as being a behavior therapist for children with autism. So, I have a busy schedule, but I'm here to update you, get to know me a little bit. And we're going to talk about actually a video that was requested by one of my subscribers. I'll put the screenshot here. Thank you so much. She basically wanted me to make a video about the interventions that I provided when I was in my last fieldwork, which was in a school setting. So I'm going to be talking about that today, and yeah, let's get into it. Side note, hold on. If you're not following me on Instagram, I will put my new Instagram called theOTchronicles, so I will have that on the screen. But then also you can follow my personal account as well, deerenee. So yeah, if you haven't done that, stop, pause, go follow me on Instagram. And yeah, I love getting DMs from you. So let's get back into the video though. Let's get out. In my last fieldwork completion video that I made, I talked about the age range that I kind of worked with, which was about 3 to 8 years old. You can check out that video to go more in depth with that. But what I'm going to talk about is the interventions that I provided as a therapist to my kiddos. So of course, the number one thing that I did provide was handwriting. So there's a program called Handwriting Without Tears, which is a beautiful program. And honestly, I would highly suggest that you become more aware of that program and implement more of that program. So a lot of kids have problems with, grass. So there's like different types of grass. I'll put a photo on here of like the different type of grass that children have, and kind of just their developmental milestones, as well as kind of working with too. But in regards to handwriting, I had to do like a lot of activities that were like fun and creative so it can keep the child's attention, but then also it was working on specific skills that they had a little bit of deficits in. For instance, some of the things that I did with my kiddos were we made the letters of their name with Play-Doh. I also had some shaving cream, so we would take their finger and trace their name with shaving cream. That's an also sensory kind of activity too. So some of my kids had some sensory deficits. So, and they were tactile defensive. So that was like something that I kind of implemented. Yeah, so we did a lot of handwriting like that. Also, something that my supervisor implemented and I also kind of just added on too was every worksheet or every kind of activity that we did, we always made sure that the kids wrote their names, because a lot of the kids that I was seeing were like 5 years old and they were really working on handwriting in regards of their first name. And then if the kids basically grasped their first name, then they would move on to their last name. So another activity or kind of things that I worked on were visual motor and visual perceptual deficits. So in regards to that, I did tons of mazes, tons of cryptograms, I Spies, and my kiddos were virtual, some of them were virtual. So it was the perfect activity that both of us can do together. And honestly, my kids asked for it, so it was kind of a win-win for me because they wanted to do it, and it also worked on a whole bunch of skills for them. Something else that I did was I also printed out this worksheet that I found when I was researching some activities, and it was like a corn on the cob. And then I got some little stickers, and so I had them peel off the stickers and then match it to whatever number that they rolled on their dice. So it was honestly like a multi-step activity, but it did work on like that visual, motor, and perceptual kind of aspects too. Just because those kind of aspects are looking at something and making sure that it matches up, or it could be looking at something and then copying it the same exact way. Okay, so I wanted to do a giveaway for 1,000 subscribers. Yay! We finally hit 1,000 subscribers, and it's all thanks to all of you. So I want to do a giveaway to just say thank you. So the directions for this giveaway is that you're going to leave a comment under this video basically answering what is your favorite thing that you love about OT. Now in your comment, you need to make sure that you have your email address as well. And then the second instruction is that you need to make sure that you're following both of my Instagrams. So deereneee and then also the OT Chronicles. I will be looking through the comments and I will be checking Instagram to make sure that you are following both accounts. So yeah, these are the things that I'm going to be giving away. So this is a little OT badge holder. Here you go. And this is something that is super helpful. I have used it in my setting that I am in right now. And I think this is super cute because it says OT and you'll be matching me. And then also I'm going to be giving away the white coat clipboard. So this clipboard is super cool because it has tons of different things that we need to remember as an OT, but it's all in a clipboard format. And so these are things that I showed in my video that I will link up here as well about things that I bought to prepare for fieldwork. So these will hopefully help you in all of your fieldwork settings that you go into in the future. So yes, make sure you go ahead, sign up for that giveaway, leave your comment down below, and yeah, let's get back into the video. The third thing I'm going to talk about is fine motor, which is like beautiful for kiddos. So a lot of my kiddos did have a lot of fine motor deficits. So I did tons and tons of crafts with them. I was so proud of myself of the creative and just cool activities that I created for my kids. I'll put up some pictures here and here of all the fun things that we did, but I honestly followed the theme of the week. So if I knew a holiday was coming up, which was beautiful for the fall semester because you had Christmas, you had Thanksgiving, you had so many different holidays that were coming up. And again, let me put a disclaimer in. Some school districts do not allow therapists to kind of do activities based on a holiday just because everyone doesn't celebrate it. But my school district did not have that rule in place. So I could do activities based around Christmas or based around Thanksgiving, things like that. But again, you know, I just kind of worked as best as I could in that setting. So yeah, let me show you or explain a little bit of the activities that I did for fine motor deficits. Something that I did was a cotton ball activity. So I had some plastic tongs and they would pinch the tongs, pick up the cotton ball and put it into the matching colored cup. That's a beautiful activity. Kids had a lot of fun. Sometimes I would time them if another student was there because I did a lot of group-based activities and group-based interventions. So I would make it like a little bit of a competition if the kids wanted to do that. Or if they didn't, I would just make it and they could have no time and they could just match. So honestly, it was a super fun activity and a lot of kids really enjoyed it. Another activity I did was stringing beads. I know it sounds so simple, so basic, but honestly, it's just using those basic skills, and the kids really had a lot of fun with it. Especially my girls, they really loved making bracelets with me. So I would make bracelets with them virtually. And something that really helped me out that my supervisor did before I got there was she kind of sent home something for like an OT toolkit. And that OT toolkit basically had the parents look at the list and kind of grab a couple things that we could do with the kids virtually. And one of those things were pipe cleaners and then also beads. Lastly, one of my activities that I did were crafts, like I said. So I had a paper turkey that was super dope that the kids loved. I also had like a Santa Claus that we made. I had a scarecrow that we made. And how I basically ran those interventions or activities were that I had the students there. I pre-cut some of the pieces if the kids necessarily didn't have a cutting goal, and they would have to put the objects together in order. And that's for some of my kids that were on the lower functioning kind of realm. Some of my kids that were higher functioning, I had them cut out everything, and I had them go ahead and place everything to kind of match the demo that I made. So I graded my activities based on the child that I was working with, and honestly, that whole experience was amazing because I just found like my little like center of peace, and I really felt like I was impacting and making a difference on those kiddos. Okay, so those were some of the interventions or activities that I basically did in my last fieldwork placement. If you like this video and you want me to do basically something similar to this, but what I'm doing right now in my last placement for hand therapy, which is a totally different realm. So if you want a video on that, comment that down below and I'll be sure to do that video. But yes, if you have any questions about any of the interventions or handwriting without tears, leave them in the comment section below. If you have any recommendations for videos that you want to personally see, leave that in the comment section down below. And yeah, so that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come back and stay tuned for my next video. Bye everyone.
Another banger. Make a phone, make a phone, 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 make a phone, make a keep at the phone, phone.